could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing.
We're all set up here at Brands Hatch for the first round of the Thundersport GB Championship. We're racing the two-strokes racing CBR 600 in this Blackbird Corporate Steel Frame 600 class. You'll have to excuse my vlogging skills. My arm's not long enough to hold the camera far enough away at the moment, so you sat on the toolbox with the drawer open. But I'll just show you around the setup. Everybody else has gone to bed now. So this is where you were sat. Here's the bike. It's got its practice day fairings on because we've got practice day tomorrow. I have been doing quite a lot of fairing rearranging recently, so we've got the nice ones on the floor down there, ready for going on when we're racing. Yeah, basically that's it. I'll update you guys tomorrow. We've got a full day testing on the Indy circuit. See you all tomorrow. As you can probably see, I've got my kit on now. We're in the camper van. I'm in the camper van. You can probably hear the bikes on the track. I've just been out for my first session of Friday practice. It went pretty well. I know I've got a few places I can improve on, but that's good because it's the first time here. Yeah, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. Happy with how the bike felt. I've got my new West Sliders hat on because West knee sliders have provided me with, I can't lift my leg up that high, but they've provided me with knee sliders, which you probably see in some of the photos. There's not much else going on at the minute. We've been weighing the fuel in the tank because with it being the first time we've ever done these bigger circuits with it, we don't know exactly how much it's going to burn. So we're just weighing it, trying to get an idea of how much fuel it's burning a lap. About 5 seconds off lap record pace around the circuit, which I'm pretty happy with. Hopefully I can knock a bit more off, but we'll see. Yeah, it's going good. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me over all the motorbikes outside. But this is the garage setup. Mum's there in the pink hat, Peter over there in the blue. That's my brother Luke in the purple. We're just weighing the fuel tank to decide how much fuel it's burnt. And that's kind of the setup for this weekend. So I'll join you again. I'm in the camper van because we're in the garages here at Brands. There's nowhere quiet. You'll probably be able to hear the bike still. I've kind of gone for a quiet gap. I just thought I'd update you on what's going on. We're at lunchtime sometime now, so we've done our first 3 sessions of the morning. I've knocked another 3 seconds off my lap time, I think. We've just decided to change the gear in for after lunch because it was topping out in a place that was awkward, so we're changing it to make it a bit longer for me. We've slightly changed the rear suspension as well because the rear tyre was tearing slightly. But yeah, that's about all that's going on at the minute right now. Finished up testing here today at Brands Hatch. It went pretty well. Got down to a consistently good lap time. We've sent the wheels to the tyre man to have the new tyres for tomorrow put on. the team are just putting the race day bodywork on before we take it over to scrutineering. Yeah, hasn't been a very exciting, well, it has been an exciting day, but not much to report other than it's been really hot and I've enjoyed myself. A wild 2 strokes racing, putting the race bodywork on the CBR 600, my beautiful Sealy toolbox that they have very kindly provided for me for racing and for work, which I love. Get to scoot around all day on it. And then, yeah, everybody's waving now. I forgot to mention earlier that we've got my data talk over from my solos tonight. Normally I do it at a time, but we had a bit of a rush in the time today. So hopefully I can go out and qualify tomorrow and make some more improvements on my lap times. I didn't actually get to follow anyone in my class today because the class I'm in is split into steel frame and super sport. So I didn't actually get to follow anyone in the steel frame class today to know kind of where I was, but I was fairly alright on times based off the lap records from last year, which I'm fairly impressed with, especially for my first time on the 600 here. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a lot easier to ride round Brands Hatch than it is to ride at Three Sisters. You get at least a little bit of a break down the straights here. But yeah, really enjoyed today. Hopefully I can do a bit better tomorrow. All ready to go off to scrutineering now. This is the side of the bike with all its stickers on and its nice fairings. We've just polished it with the Autosmart polish provided by Autosmart in Preston. Thanks very much, Mark. So yeah, all the sponsor stickers. So we've been out for qualifying this morning here at Brands Hatch. We had a bit of an eventful qualifying with a red flag midway through. I was scrubbing my tyres in for the first few laps and then somebody crashed right ahead of me and spilt some oil. So we all had to sit in the assembly area for like 5-10 minutes waiting for them to get the oil and the bikes cleared up. We got 4 laps, we think, 3 or 4 laps after the red flag, and my mum and my brother were doing my pit board. They put out, I asked them to put out the lap time of the person in front of me on my pit board, and they had 59 held out, and looking at my lap timer I knew I was only doing 1 minute, so I thought, oh god, I'm going to have to pick up the pace here. And on the last lap of qualifying I went and put it on pole, which is fairly exciting. My first race at a big circuit on the 600 and we're on pole. We're pole in the steel frame class, which is about 14th overall in the super steel sport class. So yeah, it's fairly exciting. We're just waiting for the timesheet to come out to see where everybody else is further behind, see how close behind and close on lap times they are. But yeah, I'll update you if anything else exciting happens or after the first race. Back again, we've been out for race 1 of the weekend. Obviously I'd qualified on pole in the steel frame class. I finished second. I'm not sure where I was overall, I'd have to look. But we finished second and they did a little trophy presentation which was nice. I spent the whole lap, or the whole race, chasing. The leader was right in front of me, but I just couldn't make a pass stick. Every time I went for a pass, he'd pass me back. The lad behind me, I think on my pit board it said about 2.5 seconds. So I've just got to try and get a good start in this next race and get hopefully past the lads who beat me. realised that in all the excitement earlier, I forgot to carry on vlogging after the second race. So on the drag for the line for the second race, I realised that I hadn't been opening the throttle 100% of the way, because I was attempting to drag for the line, I just wound it till it stopped. Whereas before that, I don't think I'd been opening it all the way, because it puts my wrist at a bit of a funny angle, which is how I knew that I'd opened it further. So in the second race, I went out with that in mind, and I was thinking, well, I can probably go faster. So I've taken another second off my timings, and I won. I got mugged off the start a little bit. Quite a few people got past me, Steel Sport and Steel Frame. So quite a few people got past on the first corner, and then I just slowly started picking them off. On maybe 5 laps to go, I overtook the 2 steel frames that were in front of me. I overtook one into paddock up the inside, and then I got the next one. I overtook the next one somewhere on the remainder of that lap, and then just cracking on, just ride as fast as I could without anybody in front of me in the way anymore, which is when I've got down consistently my lap times another second, which is exciting, because yesterday I thought I'd hit a wall at kind of like the 54 mark. I thought I'd like hit a bit of a wall. I didn't feel like I could go any faster. I didn't know where I could improve, but today I've gone out and obviously gone faster. I think I do know where I can improve, as based on where the steel frames that were in front of me were getting away and where I was catching them. So yeah, that's kind of the day so far. I tried all last year while we were racing a Ninja to win. All I wanted to do was get a win. So it feels kind of amazing, weird that I've managed to win. When I got up on the podium, I was like, wow. The podium lady said as well that she thinks I'm the first woman to win in the steel frame class here at Thundersport, which is pretty impressive. And some little kids came up earlier, some little girls, and they were like, oh, we want to race motorbikes too, which is really nice, because that's something I aim to do, inspire all young kids, other girls to get into the sport. And, you know, you can go out and win, you can go out and qualify on pole. So yeah, I'll update you a bit more tomorrow. We should actually have the qualifying positions for tomorrow already. So I just checked, I've got the result here today, so I'm on 14th again overall, but I'm the first of the steel frames, and the next one is more than a second off my lap times, which is kind of exciting. So hopefully I can hook on to some of the people in front of me that are doing slightly faster lap times and go a bit faster again tomorrow. That's always the aim, I suppose. But yeah, it's been a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for the night, I suppose. Excuse the bike noises, I can't do much about it because morning warm-up started. For the first class out, I'll just check the road, I'm not going to get run over, no. So I was just going to come and show you the track. We've decided not to go out in morning warm-up this morning because it's not wet enough to run wets at the moment. However, it's not dry enough to run dries. We don't want to wreck a new set of wets for the sake of morning warm-up. We were only going out in morning warm-up to scrub my dry tyres in, my new set of dry tyres for today. So we've decided that we'll leave it. Hopefully the fog and the rain will have lifted a bit by the time which we're out, which is about 11 o'clock, I think. So yeah, I'll just flip you around and show you the track. It's just as bad on Paddock Straight. So coming into Paddock Hill, it's quite foggy. You can see the bikes in front of you, but it's still quite damp. So we're not going to bother ruining the tyres, ruining the bike, possibly. Because obviously, as my brother likes to say, you can lose a championship at the first round, but you can't win it. So ideally, just going out, collecting points. That's the plan. So yeah, see you later on. I'm just stood outside the garages at Brands Hatch. We've finished racing for the day. We're all packed up. All the classes have finished for the day. The two races today went pretty well. In the first race, I was just pipped for second on the last lap, so I finished third. And then in that race, I made a bit of a dodgy tyre choice. I chose, because of the way the fog was coming down when I showed you earlier, I chose to put a front wet in, and when I got out on the circuit it was actually very dry. So it turned out to be not a very good choice, and it was like riding a bar of chocolate basically. It just wasn't turning where I wanted it to or anything. So by the end of the race I was slowing down and I just got pipped on the last lap. But then in the next race I got off to a pretty good start. I was in about third in class for the first couple of laps and then just picked everybody off, got out in front and kind of got away a bit. exciting. 2 firsts, a second and a third for the first race meeting of the season, which is pretty good going. I'll leave this vlog here as we leave the circuit because we've just got quite a long drive home now, basically.
But you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody and stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking